All right, let's get started. This is Roll for Question. Veteran DM answers your questions about Dungeons and Dragons. In the meantime, I thought it'd be fun to create a campaign on stream. So I've been thinking about this volcanic setting for quite a while. I don't have a name for it yet, and that's kind of an important component. Naming your setting so you know what you're talking about, but naming things is hard, so I put it off. I'm thinking of making like a level 1 to level 3 introductory, maybe 3-chapter kind of adventure. Something simple, something not too complicated. Introduce the world. If players are new, something to introduce them to the game. And if they're not new, something basic. So, got my dock here. I'm going to zoom in because that makes it easier to see. I maybe should zoom up even more. No, let's just go with this for now. So this is going to be an introductory level 1 to 3 adventure. I am really enjoying the concept of what I'm going to call vulcanization. Nope. The process in which a piece of normal land turns into a volcano. And in this setting, half of the plane is volcanoes. And how that came to be is something that I have an idea for, but I'm not going to say it yet. And this used to be a more idyllic landscape. A lot more peace, a lot less chaos. But then volcanoes started to spread up. And they started to spread up in one corner of the world. And the volcanoes spread. They spread, they grew, they propagated, and they started to cover the land more and more and more. And this kind of lit a fire under all of the nations of this world, all of the kingdoms, not nations. Convince them that, hey, do something about this or you won't have a world. So there is a concerted effort by civilization to stop this process. And that sounds like a good... That's a basis for an adventure. The civilizations of place. Naming things is good, but also easy to put off. Have a vested interest in keeping the volcanization of the plane in check, and they hire mercenaries to stop it. New ones from forming. The adventuring party is hired to be those such mercenaries as the village of name. Oh. Cool, my mute button didn't work. The village of place 2. Great, you really need to name this. I'm gonna give this a placeholder name of Farm Rock. shows the initial signs of volcanization. Yeah. Now, I've cooked up the idea that the adventuring party has probably been hired by a mercenaries guild of some kind. There are like a dozen at least that are all loosely affiliated and cooperate on this issue. The adventuring party has been hired by, name here, mercenary guild to do this, offering payment if the volcanization is prevented and the village of Farm Rock is saved. The adventure begins with the party already hired and traveling on the road. Cool. Do we need to name the mercenary guild? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, we do eventually. We don't need to name it right now. Am I sideways? Am I tilted? I am tilted. I did not notice. My camera is tilted. That's simple enough. That's a simple theme. That's a simple cause for adventure. What causes volcanization and how can the party stop it? Because that sounds like a thing that you'd send like a science team to solve, or like an engineering team, or it doesn't sound like something you can solve at all, honestly. It's like, stop a volcano from happening. Well, good luck. Like, we'll just get a giant plug and plug up the volcano, and then the pressure will build up and blow the volcano and ruin everything anyway. No, volcanization is caused by, is catalyzed, big word, makes it smarter, by the presence of volcano elementals that have traveled from another nearby volcano and are in the middle, and they are encouraging the formation of a volcano, manipulating the earth to encourage the formation of a volcano. So if we go to, that's the wrong doc. That's fine. This document, we made some volcano elementals last time, and I'm thinking that if this is a levels 1 to 3 adventure, the CR3 volcano elementals would be a good antagonist. Goal of this adventure, there's 4 volcano elementals. Oops. Goal of this adventure, slay the 4 volcano elementals occupying the nearby region. Name of region near the town of Farm Rock, village of Farm Rock. Okay. Basic. Alright, so we need to establish, probably for Chapter 1. Chapter 1 is probably all about getting to Farm Rock, which is not complicated. Getting to Farm Rock. Settling in. So, exploring Farm Rock. And we could add one more thing here. We could add a proof of prove their authenticity to Farm Rock villagers by performing a quest. Maybe the villagers of Farmrock don't immediately trust outsiders on account of they don't normally deal with outsiders. And also their town is, or their village is currently experiencing upheaval on account of volcanization. So might help to list out some symptoms. Aggressive wildlife, earthquakes, rapid rise in temperatures. No, that's not. Hmm. We'll just go with that for now. So this village has been experiencing aggressive wildlife and earthquakes, so they're a bit on edge, and they just don't trust outsiders to begin with. So when the adventurers get to this town, this village, they need to prove their authenticity. So they need to do a quest. Simple quest, but something that'll take the rest of the session. That's the goal. And if it takes more than one session, that's fine. Chapter 2, we'll come back to that. Chapter 3, going to the name of region, traveling to the name of region, entering the, I don't know, what is a word for a budding volcano? I'm gonna say dungeon, the lava dungeon. That's not. This is a placeholder. I gotta come up with a cool, fun name for this region where the volcano elementals are, and then get in there and slay the volcano elementals. Okay. So what we have for chapter 2 is that we have proven ourselves to the Farmrock villagers, but we're not going to the region yet, probably because we want to prepare. Probably because we want the party to, what's the word? We want to give them opportunities. Give the party opportunities to prepare for the coming invasion, entanglement, the assault on the volcano elemental lair. Lava dungeon. And that opportunity can take the form of crafting opportunities. If the party retrieves materials and performs crafting steps, doing more quests, and getting village heirlooms, magic items, and stocking up on let's say clear out the wildlife, clear out or settle down wildlife, making travel safer. Okay, so chapter 1, get there. Chapter 2, get ready. Chapter 3, go to the final dungeon. That's basic enough. I don't see any immediate problem with that. Let's focus on chapter 1 for now. Party is getting to Farmrock. Now there's got to be a complication there. We've got to have a scene, and that scene has to have a reason to have the scene. We can't just be like, you're walking to Farmrock. Okay, cool, you get there. something that can hold them up. There's a super classic antagonist in any setting, really, not just fantasy. Like, it works in sci-fi, it works in cyberpunk, it works in anything. Bandits / pirates. So we can just say bandits happen. Bandits are happening. And the party will have to deal with them. And we can create an opportunity for that. Since this is an intro adventure, I don't want to just have bandits ambushing the party, because, like, you know, welcome to D&D. I hope you enjoy your first game. Anyway, bandits murder your character before you can do anything. Roll a new character. Congrats, welcome to D&D. Like, I don't want that to happen. And, you know, ambushing bandits, that is their goal. So they would do everything in their power to make that happen. So we need to set things up in such a way so that they don't do that. For example, the party is traveling down the road and they encounter a standoff. A standoff between some merchants and some bandits. And they will get the opportunity to intervene because, well, I mean, they just do. Like, that can actually be the intro scene. All right. Box text. So you got to have something to read once the game starts. You got to have something to read. But writing out box text is very much a cross your eyes and just type whatever comes to mind and then proofread it 10 times. And it's not urgent that we do that right now. So anyway, just pretend that we have amazing box text here. Party comes across a traveling merchant in a standoff with some bandits. You can say that they are 60 feet away. 60 feet away. The traveling merchant has a bodyguard, and there are 2 other dying bodyguards that have been shot and are pooling blood on the floor, on the dirt. There are 5 bandits hiding in trees. They are too preoccupied to notice the party. They are initially giving the party the option to do something. So this is, you read the box text and then you say, what do you do? And the party has the opportunity here to intervene. Hopefully they go in and save the merchant. I don't know. They might join the bandits. I don't know. Whatever they do it, and then you roll initiative. And you handle the fight. And to do that, the bandits and the bodyguard will need stats. And I think there are stats in the book, actually, for bandits. And we can use a guard for the bodyguard. And the merchant doesn't need stats. The merchant has 1 hit point and AC 10, and who cares? Like, they can't do anything. Fight. Draw a map. Fight, probably. Draw a map here. All right. Let's assume that the party intervenes. How does that fight go? So If the party charges, the both initially mistake the party as additional bandits and react accordingly. The merchant and bodyguard try to take cover, and the other bandits, believing the party to be reinforcements, charge forward. So the bandits may not even realize that the party are hostile until the party attacks first. Yeah. Bandits realize their mistake once a PC attacks a bandit or at the start of the second round. Okay. At which point if at the start a round at least one bandit has died, the rest retreat. Otherwise, they try and because they're not interested in fighting to the death. They're just interested in looting. Loot the wagon and the merchant's wagon and escape with their treasure. Okay, that's a fight. Now we need to name the merchant. I probably need to do other things first, but we're going to name the merchant. Merchant is... naming is hard. I'm going to go with a randomly generated name for now. And then I'm probably going to stick with it because why would I... Those are atrocious. The merchant is named Milt, and the merchant's name is Milt. Oh, hey, Misha Strife, how's it going? And they are so ecstatic to be saved by the party that they immediately, if the bandits are chased off and nothing is looted, the merchant, whose name is Milt, is so ecstatic to be saved by the party, they immediately offer each PC one healing potion. Gotta get those healing potions into the pockets of the players. They are traveling from a nearby town to the name of the town that I've already forgotten. Farm Rock. They ask the PCs to escort them. This is a Uh, this is a cloth merchant. I've just decided. Milt is a cloth merchant. And doesn't really have space for the party to travel in the wagon. If that comes up, I don't know why that would come up, but nor do they have much money at the moment. Doesn't really have space for the party. Okay, cool. The other two bodyguards there's a 90% chance the other two bodyguards are dead. And the PCs. Otherwise, they will die in 1 minute without medical attention. This is a homebrew campaign? Yep. So it's very likely that those other bodyguards are dead. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. Okay. So getting to Farm Rock. Bandits are happening. The party will have to deal with them. So this is just the first fight. This is hopefully a quick fight too, because the bandits run away. This isn't going to be a long fight. It's just there to introduce the adventure, and you start things off with a fight and you wake up the players. You kick them into gear, you know? You still need to have a challenge that the parties have agency in, so let's just scroll down, up ahead. Have a small map. Draw a small map to Farm Rock. The party will need to decide. First, I need to tell them what the problem is. Up ahead are signs of an encampment. Party. The party. If the party scouts it out, which why wouldn't they? When the party scouts it out, it is an obvious bandit camp on the road that has the road and will spot the party if they try to pass. There are 16 bandits in total. And here is their camp. Draw a camp map. Cool. So many things that I need to draw to make this happen. The party, several options. Run through the road. Hope the bandits don't catch them. Assault the camp. I imagine that one's going to be popular. Go back and find a different road. Or not a different road, different path. That will run into the challenge of the wild animals. Because we have up here aggressive wildlife. And a chance of getting lost. We can also offer take a side road over a dilapidated bridge. Thank you, autocorrect. Could not spell that word at all. Over a big river. So we'll need to draw those options out on the map, and we might end up drawing other options as well. I don't know. Like once you start drawing, inspiration hits you. You got to take it, you know. But plan those options out first. All right. Actually, I'll just write or something else. Cool. So we have 5 options to sort of flesh out for chapter to make chapter 1, to fill out chapter 1. So if the party tries to travel down the road at an accelerated, if the party tries to travel down the road, they will be spotted by the bandits and attacked by all 16 of them all at once. If they try and run, we have to resolve that. I don't really like using the chase rules, especially in this situation. This doesn't really make sense. But it's less of a case of outrunning the bandits. The bandits will chase, and the dramatic question will be, do the bandits get into a comfortable enough position to strike? So it's not that the bandits want to just charge at this fleeing convoy because they're going to get kited. You know, they're worried about that. They want to surround this this wagon. They want to surround it. They want to do it in such a way where there's very little risk to them. And since there's more of them, you know, they have that opportunity. They need to surround this convoy, and the party needs to stop that somehow. And how they do that is partly on the players to figure out. I don't know. But the players can let me put this in quotes because this sentence reads weird without it. The players can disrupt the bandits' efforts with clever movement, and skirmishing, and laying traps. I don't know. That's not a very good. There's no way that new players are gonna have caltrops. There's no way. Stop here. I'm gonna dig a hole. Okay, go. You slow down the bandits with your hole that you just dug. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. What we can do is establish that the players need to do 3 things to slow down bandits enough to discourage them. So shooting at them is one thing. Clever moves are another. If the players succeed 3 times before they fail 3 times, then the bandits leave. Otherwise, they successfully form around the party and attack. So That's a skill challenge, right? That sounds like a skill challenge. It's a skill challenge. What's the DC to succeed on your skill challenge? I don't know. Add details, math details about the skill challenge. Here. Okay. So if they run through the road, that happens. If they assault the camp, consult the map. Let's say the camp is broken into 4 parts. Camp is broken into 4 parts. Resting wing, I want to say relaxation. Nope, not relaxing. What is it? Someone's cooking food. Where would you cook food in a camp? The campfire. A circle around a fire with a cauldron. The loot wing and the bandit leader's tent. So no one's resting. Everyone's awake right now. But there are a couple bandits. The resting wing is empty. The majority of the bandits are either around the fire or on watch. And I say majority, I mean like half the bandits are on watch around the camp. The other half are in the circle, relaxing. Okay, so the bandit on watch are isolated and can be taken out, but the camp notices if 2 or more are missing. Cool. Cool, and I need to scroll up because I am here. Okay. Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum. If the alarm is raised, the bandits all start searching for the party. The loot wing contains loot. That's gonna be important. Lots of food. Lots of merchant trade goods. Couple weapons and armors, recycled armors. Scrapped armors. That's a better word. Scrapped armors. Do we include something special here? Maybe a magic item? Probably not, though. It's too early for that. Hey man, I just started DMing my first campaign. Any tips on how to balance big picture stuff with smaller interactions? I have the main story down, but I'm having a hard time filling in the middle. So, filling in the that is a good question. Drawing the big stuff and drawing the small stuff is definitely a different set of skills. I find that what you want to do is a lot of the smaller details you don't want to fill in until you have players. And then once you have players, you can rely on them a little bit to help you out with like their backstories and with like their interests, and create areas in the game and leave blanks to fill in at the table with the players and stuff. So if you've got a cool NPC, you've got like a bartender or something, and you really like spend some time thinking about this bartender, like their backstory, their accent, like what are their interests and stuff. You don't need to plan a lot more than that, because a lot of the small stuff will come out of how the players interact with your NPC. And then once you get there, that sort of drives a feedback loop of like, okay, they're asking about my bartender's, they're asking about the sword, or they're asking about like, where are they from? And then you get rolling from that point on, and then it just kind of happens. I don't know if that helps. How I'd summarize that answer is, the smaller interactions can be hard to do. You don't have to do them. You can leave blanks. Let the players fill that in when it's time. With you, of course. Yeah. So there's, back to this, there's loot. I think that's good. Probably not magic items. Maybe we can include a like a note. Maybe a note that contains a plot hook. Like, why are the bandits here? Maybe they've been tipped off by, bandits are in communication with local noble X. Let's put a maybe here. You know, they're not just independent. 16 bandits just happen to be here. Yeah. Okay. So, figuring out how the assault on the camp might look. The camp should be pretty big. Camp is big enough for like 30 people. Pretty big. So that's okay. They can go and find a different path if the party tries to find a different path. Well, I don't know why I said that. Have them decide on the map where they will go. If they move, if they are too close, run the bandit, run the bandit run. Above, but off road. If the bandits, nope, that's not it. If the party is far enough from the bandits to escape their notice, they are likely going to run into... We have to pick an animal now. Wait, we don't actually have to pick an animal. We can make a table. One of the following. Don't mind me. I'm just going to go over here, pick an animal, or 4. A badger. A dire wolf. Dire wolf. Brown bear. Cool. I wanted that. Giant goat. I've never used this before. Let's write that in. Would a giant goat make sense? I don't care. Is there like a giant bird? I know there's a giant bird. Is there a giant bird in here? Oh. And then we'll just roll and something will happen. It'll be random. We'll be surprised. Do we need to be surprised? I don't think we need to be surprised. We can just pick one of these. So I'm going to go through these stats later. I'm going to pick my favorite. Rolling is... The party will have an encounter with that animal who is hostile and views party as responsible for the threat to its habitat. That doesn't mean that this immediately becomes a fight, but it does mean if the party doesn't do something, this becomes a fight. The party can... I don't want to say parlay. The party can react to the animal in whatever means they wish, but if they don't soothe the animal, it attacks them. Let's add the word unnatural. You know what? I'm just going to move myself slightly over. Oh, I'll be right back. Cool. I'm back. That was abrupt. So, where was I? Party is traveling in the wild to avoid bandits, and they encounter an animal. And animal's a threat. I don't know, it just attacks them, then we move on. Then the party, after the party, deals with that attack, that animal. They must navigate to the village without getting lost. Getting lost is a rule set that I think is in the Dungeon Master's Guide. I can't remember. A matter of a wisdom, survival check, and let's say it's like it's decently high, like decency 16, or the party ends up lost and does not make it to the village. Does not end it somewhere else. And where that somewhere else is something we need to keep in mind when we're drawing a map of Farm Rock. And you have to give some locations for the party to arrive to, which don't have to be nice, because the party's not supposed to go there. So, 2 hazardous locations for the party to get lost to. A den of dire wolves. And so you get lost in the forest. This is a forest, right? Did I ever say that? This might not actually be a forest. So you get lost. You end up somewhere you don't want to be. I mean, what I could say is you end up at the river, and you think you know where you are, but if you keep following the river, you keep getting further and further from the village, and you don't recognize that problem for about like 3 days. So you're like, it adds a week to the campaign, but that's silly. That's not a real, there's no game there. That's just, you get lost. You're lost for 3 days. Okay, you realize that you go back to the town now. Cool. There's no game there. So, not that. But what could be another oh, wait a minute. We've got these volcano elementals. A volcano elemental. Cool. So, you get lost. You might run into some wolves or a volcano elemental. Also lose a day or 2 to being lost. Repeat the check. Yeah. So that can happen. Okay, you can take a side road over a dilapidated bridge. So there's a side road over a dilapidated. How do I spell that? Did I spell that right? Good, I'm good at this. Bridge that leads to Farm Rock in a very roundabout way. It adds a whole day to take this path. And the bridge is not safe. The merchant cannot take their wagon. The wagon... Okay, so this bridge. It's a rope bridge. No, it's not a rope bridge. That's dumb. It's a wooden bridge. The bridge is wooden, but can only safely hold about 100 pounds without risk. If a PC or a small PC, a fair amount, tries to cross bridge, flip a coin. No. Shoot, I gotta get that mute button working. Sorry about that. If the party tries to cross with too much weight, roll a d4 for each PC. On a 1, that PC damages the bridge and may fall into the water. They need to make a saving throw. Against DC 13 and roll another, and if they succeed, roll another d4 to see if their attempt if their recovery damages the bridge. So just because you took a step and the plank that you're walking on collapses, just because you jumped to the next plank doesn't mean that plank isn't safe, or that plank is safe. So you may have to make multiple dexterity saving throws to get over this bridge. After the bridge is... no. The merchant, who I gave a name, Milt, does not try to cross this. The water, if a player tries to swim, the water is fast moving, but not it's not impossible to cross this way. With a strength athletics of 15. The PC can overcome the current and make it other side, though they are drenched. So, I don't know. If a PC falls into the water from the bridge, they automatically fail. If a PC fails this check, they are swept up by the current and flow about 300 feet before they reach the coast. And some of their equipment is separated from them. The violent causes some of their equipment to be separated from them and lost. So the party might lose like their ropes, they might lose the bedroll. choose an item not in a backpack. No, we shouldn't choose. We should just roll. Roll to determine, to randomly determine which item is lost. Roll randomly to determine which item is lost. That is not good enough. We need to... Because the DM doesn't just... I don't know. This seems like the kind of thing where I should provide like a table, like on a 1, X is lost, on a 2, Y is lost, blah, 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 blah. Items being worn or carried. Items in backpacks. Items being worn. And items being worn are safe, but things like ropes and bedrolls are not. Cool. Probably need to give myself more advice there. Let's go up here. Look at this. Or something else. Great. So if the players do something else, just deal with it. That is where the map will come in. We'll have a map. We'll be able to better improvise what we need to resolve. If we accidentally draw a mistake on the map and the players glom onto it, just deal with it. All right. At this point, the party arrives at, I'll remember, Farm Rock. Farm Rock is a village of about 300 people. There are a handful of notable buildings. The village center, the village inn, what does a village need? A smithy? A general store, I don't know. Some other stuff. And this village doesn't trust the party. By default, the village is mistrust of outsiders, and they are especially mistrustful of the party due to the constant, I shouldn't say constant, due to the earthquakes. Due to the earthquakes have been plaguing the village. They're especially on edge. Is that how you spell plaguing? I'm gonna trust autocomplete has that right. So the villagers initially avoid the party. And if they go to the village center the village mayor. Is it mayor? Elder? The village head? Will come to them and tell them that they are not welcome in Farm Rock. Holy crap, do I need to come up with a better name for that? Holy crap, do I need to come up with a better name for a lot of things? Right. When the players arrive at Farm Rock, we need box text for when they arrive. For arriving for Farm Rock. All right, they're not welcome. Party's not welcome here. You know what you need to do? If the party came here alone, they need to prove that they are they need to prove their intentions. If the party came with Milt will intercede. That's how you spell that. Intercede. And convince the village head to give the party a try and explain things. Add box text for how Milt intercedes. Because I don't want to improv that. That's not... I don't like that. Village head will agree to give the party a chance, but only if they prove themselves by doing the village head a favor. And I need a name for the village head because I'm tired of calling them the village head. I'm gonna go with Isan, whose name is Isan. We'll come to them. Isan needs a favor done, and what kind of favor could Isan have? Something relatively simple for mercenaries. Rescuing someone. Rescue. Isan needs the party to rescue her daughter, who is in the village catacomb. Also, there's now a village catacomb. The party must go down there and bring her back up if she is alive, or her body back up. Okay, so we gotta rescue someone from a catacomb. And the party has to agree to do this. The party does not agree to this, or if they seem skeptical, San offers 50 gold to the party and taunts no. Comments that mercenaries should be ecstatic to be paid. What's a better word than ecstatic? They should be delighted to get paid for to get paid for work, no matter how and that the party doesn't seem delighted. And calls into question whether or not they actually are mercenaries. Isan will pay the party anyway, even if they don't ask. Okay, so there's probably more we need to write here, but let's just skip ahead. We've got to fill out this catacomb. The village catacomb. It's not a complicated building. It's going to have 3 rooms. It's going to have 3 rooms. The outer. The entrance. The let's say the foyer, and then the inner resting room. This is where Isan's daughter is. Cool. The outer room will have some sweet box text describing this not dilapidated. This rundown structure that looks out of place from the rest of the village. This structure was once maintained by organization, but the priest in charge fell victim to plague, and organization never sent a replacement. So within, just beyond the entrance, are a set of well-equipped bones, the remnants of previous explorers have tried to come through here. Before that, the entrance is barricaded by the village. Party will need to remove the barricade planks, through hard labor. Effort takes an hour, if done by if done by at least 2 PCs. Okay. Once the barricade is removed, these explorers are unlooted. They have weapons, rotted food. Let's not say rotted. They have stale food, No, it is rotted. Unmaintained armors. Sacks, bags. Adventuring equipment. Does this mute button work yet? Oh, it does work. Okay. I can just mute from now on instead of doing that. These are adventures past, left behind in this catacomb, barricaded in here. The party can loot them. Loot. Right, loot here. There's nothing of significant interest in the entrance. And it continues on to the foyer. Sweet box text here. Foyer is a relatively large and open space meant for ceremonies and preparation of the dead. There is a so gotta have a challenge. There's a ghost here that notices the party but does not move. It speaks falteringly. Asking the party for vengeance, but is unable to properly or to intelligently communicate beyond simple words. It says a couple of things. Vengeance. The book. Escape. Ba, 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 ba. One more thing. Okay, one more thing. Unfinished. In the next room is a book that the ghost will motion towards. The ghost does not move towards. It's does not move from its spot. Okay, quick thing I need to check. So we've got corpses here. What happens if the party tries to speak to them? So we got to think about these corpses and what's their deal. If the party can investigates these corpses, they determine that they are an adventuring party that they are from multiple. Nope, not multiple. From an adventuring party. Sets of well-cooked bones. Who was tasked to come down here and clear out a great evil? They were tasked. Unfortunately, they were slain by that evil. Though they fought fiercely. The creature seemed to shrug off any blows dealt to it. There was some sort of curse at play. Cool. Anyway. The ghost beckons the party to escape the way they came. This ghost's memories are mostly obliterated so that the DM doesn't have to think too hard. About it. Great. Don't write that. The ghost's memories are mostly obliterated for my sanity. Okay. We got this final room. The inner... What did I call it? Inner resting room. This is going to be a boss fight. This is a room where a bunch of... This is a huge room. We need a map of this room. Draw a map. This room. Dead are entered. Really clutch box text here. Now there's an undead here. There's one undead here. I'm thinking Ghast. That's kind of mean for a level 2 or for a level 1 party because it's a CR2. But it might be too mean, but I'm just going to say Ghast for now. So an evil creature is idle here. A Ghast This Ghast is special because it's a boss creature. This Ghast is special. It's a boss creature. It has 3 hit point bars. So the party has to kill it 3 times. Whenever the party drops 1 of the hit point bars, a dark energy exudes from the Ghast and heals it completely. It starts using its next hit point bar. It's kind of like mythic action, or it's kind of like mythic creatures, if you're familiar with those, where it drops to 0 hit points, and that just starts phase 2. This Ghast has 3 phases. Phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. At the other side of the room is a strangely clean book gilded in silver and covered in magical runes. A PC with arcana that gets within 5 feet of the book, immediately recognizes the runes as referring to necromantic power. This is a book of something about necromancy. This book radiates dark energy whenever the gas does. If the book is damaged or shredded or burnt or something, if the book is destroyed, Ghast immediately loses all of its hit point bars and drops to 1 hit point. Screams out in pain, loses all of hit point bars, and drops to 1 hit point. So if you destroy this book, you shortcut the fight. The gas drops to 1 hit point, you just stab it one more time, or magic missile it, and it's dead. Okay. There are a lot of corpses in this room. Wait a minute. This is a boss fight, so this gas needs to have something more special than just 3 hit points. Or 3 hit point bars. So, additionally, one of the corpses in this room animates and becomes a zombie. Zombie under the control of a Ghast. There are no living creatures here. Party. Here. No sign. No sign of Isan's daughter. The ghost is not Isan's daughter and does not know Isan or her daughter. The bones. The Ghast is Isan's daughter, though they may not realize it. If the party leaves after clearing out the Ghast, Isan will reveal the fact that Ghast was her daughter. The party, she fell prey to the book down there and killed many villagers. They chased her down into the crypt and hired others to try and help her, but they did not succeed. And she rewards the party, DGP. I'm sure an actor can make this into a good moment. I am not an actor, and I'm not good at making moments, but leave that there just in case. For their for their work. Additionally, she agrees. San agrees to help the party in preventing the volcanization of Farm Rock. To have someone guide them to the what did I name that place? Lava Dungeon. Cool. I'm typing, but nothing's happening. Great. What window did I type that into? Lava Dungeon. And now that we have that set up, and tell the townsfolk, nope, the villagers, to offer their help as well. End of chapter 1. 7 pages. Wow, I wrote a lot more than I thought I would. End of chapter 1. Chapter 2, cool, is up there at the top. Just pretend I'm up there. Give the party opportunities to prepare for the coming assault on the volcano elemental. That is, go to the various villagers and do what they say and make magic items, get magic items as a reward, or make travel safer. This will take a few days, giving the party an opportunity to explore the village and figure out what they want to do next. Chapter 2. Chapter 2, giving the party enough information to figure out what they want to do next. Okay. So before I go on to chapter 2, chapter 1, we've got this intro scene. The party is traveling to Farm Rock. They're going to encounter a standoff between a traveling merchant and some bandits. The bandits mistake them for other bandits. That means we have other bandits that we need to consider. You know, we have this bandit camp, and there are 16 bandits in the camp, but it's a camp that can hold 30, I believe I said. Big enough for 30 people. Where are the other 14? We'll meet them in chapter 2. Okay. You can fight the bandits off. Rescue Milt. The goal is the party rescues Milt. Milt walks them to town, but they encounter village. Milt wanders them. I am good at words. Milt wants them to escort the party. You know what I'm trying to say, right? I can't say it. Milt wants the party to escort them to the village. But up ahead, there's evidence that there's a bandit camp on the road or near the road. And if they try and cross, they will have to deal with bandits. So they have to take a look at the map and they have to decide, do we make a run for it? Do we attack the camp? Do we go somewhere else? If they make a run for it, we've got this chase thing. It's a skill check. We've got a skill challenge. I just say skill challenge. I don't need to say any other words. Is that even in the 2024 DMG? Are skill challenges still in there? I hope so. We need to assign DCs to stuff, but no, we don't. Actually, we can make the DM do that because that's how skill challenges work. We can just say DC 10 to 15. You figure it out, DM. If the party assaults the camp, look at the map. Run it like a battle, you know. Put out a very large map. Put some minis down. I think I had draw the map somewhere. Draw a camp map. Run the assault. That could take an entire session. This couldn't take an entire session. This can. If the party tries to go a different route, they're going to encounter an animal. They have to deal with it, and then they have to not get lost. And then we'll give them an out. If you don't want to do any of those things, because it sounds silly, you got this dilapidated bridge. You can try crossing that way, but if you do, you lose Milt, which is I don't know. Worst case scenario, you get through. On the side of their choice. You get through, you lose an item, and you get wet. And you lose Milt. That's the downside of going this route. Alright, and if the players do something else, you just deal with it. Just deal with it. Then you arrive at Farm Rock. It's a village, there's a village center, there's an inn, there's a smithy, general store, I don't know, we need to establish this stuff. Cool, that's what I wanted to do. The village buildings. Inn, smithy, general store. Village doesn't trust the group. The group has to prove themselves. We need to funnel them towards this catacomb. The village elder, the village leader, the village spokesperson comes to the party and says, do me a favor. Prove yourself, and we will trust you. Go to this catacomb. We'll pay you to do it. Rescue my daughter. Party goes in. Catacomb is boarded up. Party has to unboard it if they want to get in. Maybe we need to consider that. The catacomb. There's evidence of past adventurers here. That's mainly there for flavor and to let the party know that it's serious time. This isn't going to be a rescue where this isn't just your ordinary rescue. This isn't just an in and out. Then we go into the foyer. There's a ghost there that says the book. That's kind of the important thing. Highlight the book. And then in here, we need to highlight. There's also a book in here. There's an evil book on a pedestal. On the other side of the room. It's important to establish this. There's also an evil creature here, a ghast. This creature is special because it's a boss. It has 3 hit point bars. We fight it, we kill it. We go outside, we discover that the ghast was the daughter. And, yeah. Party gets paid. Party gets help from the village. Chapter 1 done. Okay, chapter 2. I'm thinking like 3 side quests is probably good. 3 side quests. One of them can be a side dungeon. One of them is a puzzle. Or a minigame. One of them. Look at these notes up here for me. It's obviously not going to finish chapter 2 today, so I need to leave notes for future me. Clear out or settle down the wildlife. One of them is doing things in the wilderness. Building stuff? Maybe. Okay, what do we need to establish? We need to establish the town, the village. The best way might be to start with the inn. Party is introduced to the inn, which has an innkeeper. And let's go to our handy dandy name generator and give ourselves a name. Let's do better than that. That's a great name, but that's too it's too pedestrian. Named Jandar. Who's jovial and likes outsiders and no, I shouldn't say likes outsiders. And is a fan of tourism and of the village and offers to welcome the party. Proper. But first, recommends that everyone take some rest. And hopefully they do that so that we can introduce the next day with some sweet next day box text. Introduce the villagers. Describe the village. The party has an opportunity to decide what to do. And the village has general store, has whatever is in the PHP for sale. They're surprisingly well stocked because thanks to the Mercenaries Guild. Where is it? Did I name it? Name here Mercenary Guild. Sponsoring them. Party can negotiate for better prices for stuff if they do a favor. At least one favor for the village besides Isan's favor. The catacombs can be cleansed. I don't know what's to do with the catacombs. There's not really anything to do with the catacombs. Is there anything to do at the catacombs? Not really. That ghost disappears once the book is gone. What about the book? If the party does not destroy the book, destroy the book, they can recover it. It's a magic item that does insert magic item here. Maybe it can cast Animate Dead once per day if you attune to it. And also, if you cast Animate Dead 3 times in a row, you turn into a ghast. Ah! Also, it gives advantage on Arcana checks made to identify, I don't know, undead. Maybe it creates undead. Also, false life is a cool spell. Great notes. Great notes for future me. Thanks. The ghost is gone once the book is gone. If the party brings the book back, ghost is totally pissed at them, but doesn't attack. Nor does its vocabulary improve. It just points, says unfinished, and the book. Was unfinished one of the words? It is. Okay, cool, great. There are other buildings, maybe? Maybe? We gotta have at least like 6. The smithy. The smithy can be a... The smithy is run by blank name. If the party approaches the smithy, immediately suggests that the party help out by making some what do I say? Animal. What are the names of those things that repel animals? Animal repellent. Boxes? No, barrels. Animal repellent. Bundles? No, that's not right either. Casks. With them, the smithy can instruct the party. If the party does not have anyone who knows how to craft, skill challenge, mini game. If the party succeeds, they can take these casks and distribute them around the village. Doing so prevents animals from hostile animals from approaching, making the nearby wilds safer. This constitutes... Okay, so we need to make this mini game. The fun of this scene is going to rest on the mini game. So we got to think about that. We can also have the village center, inn, smithy, general store, catacombs, some other stuff. So I don't know. I gotta tap out. I got nothing. Come up with two other quests. Come up with 2 other locations and to other quests. One quest can be for the party to go and what did I? To go and explore the nearby wilds and collect red roots. If they do so, they can be crafted into potions of fire resistance. Slightly better potions of slightly better fire resistance. Collecting the roots without disturbing the wildlife and actually crafting the potions are the challenge. Okay, the other quest can be explore Did I write this down somewhere? My notes are getting big enough that it's getting annoying to travel. Okay. Bring back a giant goat because the village is hungry. If the party succeeds, the village random villager will lend the party their magic item. Okay. So that's scarce and silly, but those are notes to come back to and flesh everything out, because you can't just write this all in one sitting. You gotta write when you're inspired, and then go, and when you run out of inspiration, go and get some more, come back with a fresh mind and keep writing. And there will be part 2 and a part 3 to this series, and then a part 4 and a part 5 probably, because I got to make maps and cook up items and stuff, coach out box text. Oh, those are processes. Those are fun processes. And then we'll have an adventure at the end of it, and we can run it. That'll be fun. I haven't run 2024 D&D yet, and I would like to, and maybe this can be what this can be how I start. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. This is a good stopping point here at the chapter 2. A lot more to cook up. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for being a part of this. Hope this was fun. Hope y'all are having fun out there. Hope everyone's having a good game. Take care, everybody. See you all next time. This was fun. I'm out. Bye now.